All right, what's going on, guys? Coming at you live in Portugal. We're gonna be leaving to Spain in 3 days, but I just want to make a simple video like this. Well, it's a simple video filming it, but talking, I guess it's not gonna be so simple. I've been meaning to make this kind of video for a long time, but I just wasn't. I wasn't prepared. You know, I wasn't in the right mindset to do it. But it's been in the making, or it's been thought out for a long time, so I think it's time. Um, I want to talk about something that I think is very important, and I think a lesson that you guys can learn from. So, about 2 months ago, well, let's go back. A couple of months ago, and most of you guys don't know this because a lot of you guys are new. I think like 30,000 of you or 35,000 of you are new. Like it grew a lot since, but a couple of months ago, I was hospitalized with a life-threatening condition. I could have died, so I had to stay in the hospital for a few days with a condition called rhabdomyolysis. So I had to stay in the hospital overnight for like 2 or 3 nights, and I actually met a girl there. I fell in love with my nurse. And guys, I mean, this is gonna sound very crazy, but the reason why I'm saying this story is because like I learned so much that it's not even a joke. Like I could not be more grateful for the things I've learned, even though I've dealt with like a stupid amount of pain from it. So I fell in love with this girl that was my nurse, and she had qualities that, bro, I can't even tell you. Like how are you gonna find a girl like this in America? I mean, bro, like this girl was a virgin. This girl was, you know, religious. This girl was, I thought, was pretty. You know, she was even homeschooled all her life. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, dude, this is insane, you know? And we were like, you know, relatively around the same age. I'm like, dude, this is perfect. You know, I fell in love. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I never talked about this because I was like just letting it mingle, I guess, you know, playing it out. And it felt like it was like, as cringy as it sounds, like meant to be, because I mean, bro, like when I started talking to her outside the hospital and stuff, like we even went to the same gym and everything, and it was like, it was just crazy how everything was playing in, you know? So we started going to the gym together, then we went out on a date, you know, obviously we got close, and, you know, we kissed, and then we started dating, whatever. I didn't know this girl for a long time, but from the time I knew her, I felt for this girl more than any other girl I've ever talked to or been with or whatever. And I mean, bro, like we're talking about like, dude, I felt for this girl more than a girl that I've been in a relationship with for 2 years, right? So I'm thinking, okay, this is crazy. Uh, Long story to make it short, because I do want to be respectful, even though like I do feel like to a degree like some people would fucking say to me like, dude, you don't even need to be, bro. What happened to you is so fucked up. But I don't know, bro. Like I feel like I have a little bit of class, and I like to treat people the way, you know, I want to be treated. So keep it private to a degree, you know, but also explain as much as I can. So long story, making sure we got very close, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, we moved on pretty fast. You know, we got pretty intimate. You know what I mean? I'll let you guys debate what I'm trying to say there. But you know, before I got to even like meet her parents and all that stuff, bro, they found out in the worst way possible, and things really went like down south, and you know, I'm not in their religion, and oh my God, bro, it just went terrible, right? And I remember one day, yeah, I get this huge text, bro, this huge text telling me, oh my God, this happened, this and this and that, I don't know what to do, like, they're gonna be doing this to me or doing that to me, they're gonna kick me out, or what, like all this crazy shit, right? And I was worried, and for the first time ever, now I went to the hospital for that first time, that hospital, which is the nearest hospital near me, that's the first time I went when I was like admitted there, and I was sent because I was, you know, I had that condition. The second time was when I tried to actually go out of my way to go see this girl after like everything like went down, I guess you could say, right? You know, they, I guess, forced her to block me and all that crazy shit. But the reason why I went is because she was saying, I don't want to say this exactly in the way she said it, because like according to her, she's never said this to anybody really, so I want to respect that if that is true. But she said some like life-threatening things, I guess you could say, right? And as somebody who can relate to like those feelings, I can, I guess, sympathize, you know, and I was worried. So I tried to go and see this individual. And bro, the response that I got when I went to go see her was absolutely insane, and it shattered me to pieces, bro. I saw her, I knew her shift, obviously, she would tell me. And after like a week of like no contact or anything, you know, I was like worried. I was like, dude, this girl's like missing, bro. And there's no way that this girl's just gonna disappear like that, especially like after everything she's told me and all these promises or whatever. She swears this, that she feels about me, whatever, right? So I went to go see her, and I was like, I saw her car. I know the kind of car she has, especially since it's a very common car. Know the license plate because she's not from the state that I'm from, so, you know, it has that specific state on the license plate and all that stuff. Her last name's on the license plate, whatever. So saw the car. I parked outside the hospital near her car, not like right next to her, but you get my point. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I saw her coming out, and bro, she just like, I said, hey, what's going on? Like, what, you know, what's up? How are you? Whatever, how you feeling? And she just looked at me and just like told me like, get away from her. And I was like, damn, bro, what the fuck? And then she just dipped. Like, she just like speed walked back to the hospital. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was so confused. I was like, dude, I did not expect that response. I genuinely thought that this girl was gonna be like, oh my God, like this is happening. Oh my God, I'm scared. Or I don't know, fucking what. Next thing you know, bro, because obviously it's a hospital, there's cops outside the hospital and whatever. They come up to me, start yelling at me. And I mean, bro, I didn't even get close to this individual. I got like, at best, like 5 feet closest, you know what I'm saying? And they started yelling at me, like, to be honest with you, like treating me like shit, bro. You know, they started saying, you're a creep, you're stalking her, you're this, you're that, you don't see that she wants nothing to do with you and whatever. And I'm like lost as fuck. And I know this is like story's like very jumbo-ish, but like, I just don't want to be so specific because we're going to be here for an hour and a half. And on top of that, I just want to respect, like, you know, because it is personal on her end. It's not for me. I don't give a shit. I'm very open and vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? But, dude, there's two, let me say this. This individual, this girl, she like walked back from the hospital and like hid away, like I was some like monster. I don't even know. And these cops, like, they started like antagonizing me, right? And cops have two jobs. The first one is to investigate a situation, and the second one, if needed, is to de-escalate one, right? And these cops like started like accusing me of some crazy stuff, you know, and being very rude to me and like escalating the situation, yelling at me, raising their voice. I'm talking very normal like this. I'm being compliant. They asked for identification. I'm giving it to them. And so the moral of the story here is that this situation is so crazy to me. And I will explain a good pair of it like in the future whenever I'm on a podcast or whatever. But I'm explaining this because I learned so much from it that although I found a girl with amazing qualities, and you hear it all the time on social media, especially, it's a huge influence on us. You know, you find a girl like this, like that. You know, I mean, bro, like this girl, bro, she had like less than 100 Instagram followers. Her Instagram was on private. All her pictures were like just family oriented. Like, I mean, bro, I thought I found the one, bro. I was like, holy shit. But I learned that that doesn't mean everything in somebody, seriously. And I say that because during the situation when these cops, I guess, were asking me, essentially, in the beginning, which I completely understand and agree, at that part, I guess, they were doing their job correctly. They asked me, essentially, to identify and to prove that I know who this individual is. So I did, because she just fucking left. I don't know why, I don't know where she went. I know she just went somewhere in the fucking hospital and just hid there like I was a fucking monster. I don't even know. So I gave them, you know, her name, her number, whatever. The crazy thing is the cop calls her on the side of my car, because they essentially detained me, right? So I'm in the trunk of my car just sitting. He calls her on the side of my car, and he says to this girl, do you know who this is? Do you know who this gentleman is? And the response that she gave this officer had to be the most unbelievable response I have ever heard anybody ever say about me in my life. This girl said, yes, I'm afraid of him. He's been coming after me. He's been stalking me. He won't leave me alone, blah, blah, blah. Because I try to see her that one time in person. to make sure everything's okay with her based off everything she's telling me and what's going on in her household or whatever, because things went down. I was trying my absolute best in every circumstance to make it better, to see what I could have done, to see any opportunity or situation that I could have done to de-escalate or resolve or help or ease the situation in any way possible, you know? So when she said that, I was like baffled, bro. I could not believe it. I was like, I felt so disrespected and hurt, because she knows a little bit of my history and my past, and I've never told anybody. I've never told a friend, which is crazy. I've never told a single person about this. But it feels disrespectful to me because, you know, we would get on late night phone calls and stuff, especially like one time we were on the call for like 6 hours, and she would like open up to me, and I remember I opened up to her a little bit. But the little bit that I opened up to her, that I'm gonna open up to you guys, I'm gonna be a little bit more descriptive, but just enough with the stuff that I told her, that should be enough to know that like what she said about me had to be the biggest slap in the face and the most disrespect you could give anybody. So she said that she's afraid of me to the cops and all this stuff, and then I'm a stalker and I'm coming after her. Like I'm some crazy maniac, you know. And obviously, I live in the West, and in America, it's a believe all women society, you know, because women don't lie, I guess, in America. You know, only men do. It's not men and women can lie, you know. There's two different sides of the stories, and there's one truth. That's what I believe at the end of the day. Just sometimes one story is a little bit more truthful than the other. But at the end of the day, I do believe that the truth will set you free. At least God says that, right? And it is true. But it hurt me a lot because, and I went through it, like I went through it deeply. I didn't know this video was gonna be long, Oliver. I'm sorry, bro. No, yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be long, but I'm rambling. I already told you, like when we're eating breakfast, we have free breakfast here in this little castle that we live in. So we were eating and talking about what I was gonna say, but I'm rambling. Let's go. I'm cooking right now. So it felt very disrespectful to me because I remember one night on the call I told her, and I never told like a friend this, I never told anybody this, but I told her a little bit of my childhood. I never told you guys this. You know, I told you guys that like I had a rough upbringing a little bit because, you know, I didn't grow up with a lot of friends, but you know, the truth is sincerely, the reason why I had a rough childhood is because, bro, like, ever since I was a kid, you know, I remember from, like, ages just as young as, like, 5 years old all the way up to, like, 12, 13, bro, like, bro, this is hard to say, shit. But, you know, in school, I would always be, you know, that last kid to be picked to play whatever sport, X, Y, and Z sport. You know, I was always bullied, made fun of, teased, and, you know, especially in my household, especially, you know, like my parents, like my dad was like very physically and verbally abusive to my mom, right? So the reason why I'm saying this is because it, oh shit, it's hard. It hurts a lot that this girl would like say that about me, knowing that like I have that past and that I've experienced those things. And holy shit, I didn't know it was gonna be this hard, fuck. But it broke my heart because it's like, that's like saying to somebody who's been, I'm gonna say grape, because I don't wanna trigger the algorithm. I'm already like on the algorithm's bad side, you know what I'm saying, with the Andrew Tate stuff. But that's like saying to a grape victim, you guys know where I'm getting with, right? I'm not talking about the food. That's like saying to a grape victim that like they graped you, or I mean, you graped them, right? Knowing that you know their history and you know for a fact, absolutely 100% that, you know, they never did that to you. It's like a slap in the face. It feels like disrespectful. It feels like, damn, like you're gonna say that about me, knowing like my history, knowing like what I've been through, what I've gone through, what I suffered with, and like just like my childhood and stuff like that. So it feels like very disrespectful. It hurt me a lot. And I'm gonna show pictures for you guys right now. I'm gonna show one on the left and one on the right. You know, after all that happened, I'm not gonna lie, this is so cringy, but I took a picture of me crying because I knew I'd make a video about this one day. And then I you know, took a picture of me with this huge ass beard and shit. Dude, I was going through it, man. The reason why I'm talking about this, and that all went down and happened like 2 months ago, right? I learned so much from that situation. I learned that never give your all to somebody, right? I went through all of that, and at the end of the day, it's my fault, believe it or not, because it's not like it's my fault, like I did it to myself on purpose, but it is my fault at the end of the day because of my upbringing and my history, that I allow anybody and everybody in my life I just trust them, you know, and I just give my all to, because I never been able to have that opportunity or chance to. So any opportunity I get that I see somebody somewhat decent or trustworthy, I just give it to them all. I had the mindset thinking, which is, it's fucked up. You shouldn't think like this, is that, okay, I meet this new person, I'm gonna trust them until they give me the opportunity or give me a reason to not trust them. But it's the opposite. You should look at them and be like, okay, know this person, whether it's a friend or a girlfriend, whatever, I'm going to, I'm gonna be acquaintances or friends with them or whatever, but I'm not gonna really trust them until situations get put into play to where they would give me a reason to actually trust them. They're reliable, I could count on them, they're with their word and all this stuff. Rounding this video off, bro, like, dude, that situation was horrible, bro. I went through it so bad, bro. Like, dude, after she said all these things, you already know, the cops were, like, not having it. They didn't allow me to explain my side of the story. I was trying to show messages, explaining why I'm here, explaining what's going on. I kept getting interrupted. The cop literally said to me at one point to literally just stop talking or else he's gonna put me in handcuffs. And if he has the chance to arrest me, he will. And that if he can build a case on me, he will if he could. Obviously, he didn't because there's nothing to build a fucking case on. I'm not a fucking stalker, bro. Like, come on, dude. Be like realistic here. You know what I'm saying? And it was fucked up. The supervisor of the hospital came out, and this motherfucker, he looked at me, which is fucked up. The whole thing is mind blowing. He looked at the cop, looked at me. The cop said to him, "Are you aware of the situation?" He's like, "Yes, I've been aware for a while now." In my head, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that even mean? Like, I've been aware for a while now. What has been told about me? I don't even know. They banned me from that hospital for a year. So if I step foot on the grounds in that hospital with no medical emergency, I will be arrested on site, which is understood. I get it. The only thing that worries me is, like, God forbid something happens to me. That's the nearest hospital near me. I don't know. For example, I'm fucking walking and I fucking pass out. I'm just making a scenario, right? And that's the nearest hospital. I obviously don't have a conscience at that point to make a decision. I don't want to go to the hospital. Can you send me somewhere else? And they send me there. They're going to treat me like shit. They're going to treat me less than other patients. Obviously, that's illegal and that's unlawful and you can't do that. But who the fuck is to prove it? Who's going to prove it? Me against the fucking hospital with a whole staff that looks at me like I'm a piece of shit now, like I'm some criminal or monster because of what this individual said about me? I don't know why she would say that about me when she knows in her heart that I'm a genuine person. And people told me, especially my friends, they're like, look, Kevin, after this whole thing that went down with you and that happened, I understand you're hurt. And I was still defending this girl, bro. I was like, oh, maybe she said it because of this. Maybe she said it because of that. And they're like, Kevin, this girl doesn't give a fuck about you. Just think about it. Like, if she really cared, obviously she didn't call the cops. The cops are just out there on standby because it's a hospital or whatever. And they just saw from a distance, understandably. So, a cop sees what it looks like a girl is being pestered by an individual that, I didn't know that she didn't want anything to do with me. So I was like, what the fuck? I was just as confused as the cop would have been to investigate the situation because, that's what you should do. I 100% respect and agree that. But to go the lengths they did and then investigate and then, like, the things she said about me, even though, like, they just brought themselves into the situation, she could have easily said, like, oh, no, you just, this guy I was with or whatever, but, I can't be with him or whatever. I don't know, like, fucking tell him to leave me alone or to never see me again or talk to me. Like, just, he's okay, he didn't do anything wrong. Something like that, right? But she said all this wild, crazy shit, And during that, when the supervisor came and fucking gave me the trespass or whatever, dude, there was like a fucking couple of nurses. And this is unprofessional, especially on the cops end, like, they fucking see in a situation where you're being detained especially, any suspects or like, I don't know fucking what you call it. I'm not a fucking lawyer, bro. Any like individual that like comes into the situation, you're supposed to tell them like to back off or like to move away. They were literally right there. There was like a couple of nurses that just looked at me in my face and were just like this. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? I'm so confused. I was so hurt, bro. I was so hurt, man. Oh my God, dude. It left me traumatized, sincerely, because you're told all your life that, you find this, and this kind of girl, you got to marry that chick. That's the girl for you. That's the one, bro. And I'm making this whole video to, one, tell you guys what I've been through, but two, also to explain to you guys that doesn't mean shit, bro. That doesn't mean shit. I've been grateful enough to experience both ends of the spectrum on the extreme. I've been with the girl that was a 304, that was a model, that posts provocative pictures, that, was a hoe in the making, I guess you get. I've been with that kind of girl, and then I've been with the religious girl, the virgin, at one point virgin. Anyways, that was fucking homeschool all her life, and that was this and that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, that doesn't mean shit, bro. Those are just qualities that were placed into them for whatever reason, whether it was their parents being influential in their life or whatever the case may be. But that doesn't mean shit, because I could sit here and say to you guys that I went through all this shit, and I genuinely don't even think any other girl I've been with would say any of those things about me. Now, granted, I've never opened up to them to that degree or say any of those things that I said to her, you know, like being vulnerable to that degree. But I mean, dude, that takes some serious balls, bro. Like, that is some fucked up shit, man. I mean, I like, it takes a really strong person, though, to sit there and forgive. I genuinely do forgive this person, and I hope the best for them. And I wish nothing but absolute, just positive outcomes for them for the rest of their life. But it's left me with just severe trust issues and thinking like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck? Because every like relationship I've ever been with, it seems like the trajectory it's going, it's like getting worse progressively. Like, it just like situations get, you know, like my last girl I've been with, I got cheated on and shit. That was bad. But I mean, bro, this is fucking terrible. You know what I'm saying? Never saw that girl ever since. That happened like 2 months ago. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this because a lot of guys out here, you know, they judge girls based off their history or whatever, which I understand to a degree, you know. Like, you look, I'm not going to be the guy sitting here saying that I would not mind a girl that has like 400 bodies. Obviously, like, that's fucking ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just have to get to know the person for who they are. And like, the most important quality and trait is somebody who genuinely gives a fuck about you. Somebody who's there, somebody who cares, and somebody whose actions align with their words. I mean, that right there, like, that should be more than enough to genuinely care about somebody. And something that it took me 21 years to learn, and that I learned 2 months ago, is that love is not just a feeling, it's a choice. You choose to love somebody. And this motherfucker's cutting grass right now. Oh, damn it, bro. God, Jesus. Oh, fuck, hold on. Keep the camera live. I'm gonna stand up. Hold on, let's fucking go right here. Sorry, guys. Noise pesters me. But what I learned is that love is not just a feeling, it's a choice. Like, at the end of the day, bro, somebody has to choose to love you. And, you know, sometimes it takes sacrifices, that takes struggles. But at the end of the day, that's what you want in somebody. Because if you can't have somebody who's willing to fight their love for you for whatever the circumstance is, then, I mean, are they really worth being with? You know what I'm saying? I just know that everyone has their own journey, everyone has their own path, and everyone's trying to find themselves. So you can't really blame anybody for, I don't know, mistakes they've made. Whether it was, for example, this girl, like, being outlandishly, like disrespectful and, like, just really saying that shit about me. Especially, like, I mean, there's so many reasons why that's bad. Not only just because of my history, but, I mean, she knows the channel I have. She knows my social media presence, and I guess you could say, like, to a degree, my reputation matters, right? So, like, saying that, it's like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that is, I was hurt, because I know who I am. I know what I am. I know what I'm going to be. And, like, I'm none of those things, bro. Like, actually, like, I'm none of those fucking things. And I don't need to say that. I just present myself for who I am, and that speaks for itself, you know what I mean? But, yeah, bro, I just want to explain to you guys that I fell in love, never fell for somebody so deeply, and never got hurt from somebody so deeply as well. So it's a very unique, interesting situation. But I think what was important from this is that although all these things happened to me, I stayed consistent. I stayed grinding. I stayed doing my thing. Although it fucked me up the first week that all went down, I didn't go to the gym for a week. I didn't take a shower for days. I didn't even leave my house for a week, bro. Like, I was traumatized. I'm telling you guys. Like, dude, any videos I had from the beginning of that time that all went down, dude, I was crying editing them. I'd fucking cry on the drives there to Miami and Brickell or fucking South Beach or wherever, and fucking wipe off the tears and then start interviewing people. Like, dude, I was having it bad, bro, you know? But I'm strong enough to where it doesn't affect me as bad as emotionally, you know? It might hurt still, obviously. Do I forgive, though? Of course. And I just want to end off the video by saying this. For those of you who don't believe in God because there's no scientific evidence, I want to ask you guys this, okay? I want to ask you guys something then. Does everything need to be scientifically proven? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this right now, and you're not going to fucking believe me, and it's going to sound like I'm just making this up out of my ass, but I'm being genuinely, authentically serious when I'm saying this. I am not surprised, even though the statistics go against the probability of me finding a girl like this, I'm not surprised it happened because I literally said to myself before I met this girl, I want to find a girl with this quality, this quality, this quality, right? And she matched every single one, but even more to the next level. And so when I found her, I was like, dude, this is fucking crazy, okay? And although I didn't keep her, and although it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, I learned a lot. And I have to say, like, everything comes with a lesson, and it's a live and learn experience. And God taught me that, listen, man, like, you're not fucking perfect either. You know, you ain't no fucking virgin. You know what I'm saying, dog? Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, a lot of you guys think I fuck around and, like, I have hundreds of bodies or whatever because of my videos and shit. I don't get with girls for my videos, bro. I never have, right? I think out of all my fucking videos, I think I've, like, tried to, like, flirt or talk with, like, one or two, right? It didn't work out either because the girl wasn't interested or I wasn't interested in that girl's kind of, like, qualities because of the drugs or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But that's another story. But I'm not that kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll put my hand right here, bro. My right hand, I'm being 100% authentic and serious with you guys, and I mean it. I have less bodies than the fingers that I have on my very right hand, bro. Like, I'm that kind of guy, you know what I mean? And that's just from a personal choice. But, yeah, God told me that, dude, like, that's not everything, bro. A girl could be fucking... I don't give a shit if I find a virgin Mary tomorrow, dude. That shit does not mean shit, bro. Because that girl could still have fucking skeletons in her closet and still do and say some outlandishly wild shit about you and fuck you over badly, you know? So I just want to tell all you guys, because I got a message on Instagram saying like, yo, what do I do? How do I find a good girl? You want to find a good girl? Most important qualities, I'm not saying those qualities that I found were not good, I guess, with that girl, but that's not everything. You want to find a good girl or a good guy or whatever, this applies to both genders, I'm going to end off the video here. Find somebody who you can reason with, who you can relate to, who can be your friend, and somebody who genuinely respects you and somebody who genuinely gives a fuck about you. And I don't mean like they say, I give a fuck about you. I mean, they say it and they show every way possible that they give a fuck about you. They care about you and they're willing to go miles down the lane just to fucking please you or to make you happy or to make you feel better if you're going through some shit. That's when you know you found somebody worthwhile being with. I feel like this video is like 30 minutes long, Alvaro. I don't even know, bro. But yeah, this like went a completely different lane. I didn't know I was gonna like talk about this whole thing, but whatever. It's open now. I talked about it. I fell in love. It's your boy Kevin Diaz from Crew Aesthetics, and I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. And if you guys have any love experience or any crazy experience crazier than mine, let me know down below in the comment section down below, and I'll respond to you guys and read all the stories. I'd like to see what's up. So, yeah, we're out, motherfuckers. See ya.